The question I always get the most at events and on social media and things like that is always, how do I become a Gymshark athlete? And they're always centered around the Gymshark athlete team, how to become it and just how it works basically. So I thought it'd be a really good idea to make a video that explains the history of the Gymshark team, how it started, how it came about, the growth of it, and essentially how to become a Gymshark athlete, what to do and what not to do.
Can't hold it back. I can't hold it back, no. I can't hold it back. I can't hold it back, no. Come on, check me.
So the Gymshark athlete team started pretty much as soon as Gymshark started. When we first started the company about 6 years ago, we were absolutely obsessed with YouTube. That was all we did. Anything we wanted to learn or do, we'd be YouTubing it all the time. And when we first started the company and we first started making clothes, we were literally making the clothes that we wanted to wear because no one else was making them. At that time, the YouTube fitness community was nowhere near the size that it is now. I remember watching people like August and Lex and Lovardo, and like they were essentially our absolute heroes, and like we were making the clothes and it just sort of made sense that because we loved them so much, we wanted to see what our heroes thought of them. So I remember thinking, oh, how cool would it be to send our clothes to Lex and see what he thinks of them. I remember him responding and Matt and Chris and getting back to us, and that was like the coolest thing ever. So yeah, we sent the clothes off to our heroes basically, and they, you know, gave feedback to us and told us what to change, what they did like, what they didn't like. And it just sort of really organically happened from there. There was never this moment where we sat down and thought, let's create this team or anything like that. It just happened. It was a really cool, organic and natural process. So we sent the clothes out to all our favourite YouTubers, and there was Jeff, there was Matt, Chris, Lex, Alan. There was a bunch of guys we knew from Coventry, not far from here as well, that were knocking around on social media back in the day. There was Blackwell, there was Ash Grant. I remember sending all the clothes out to those guys, and we just wanted to know what they thought of it basically. And then again, we got a bunch of positive feedback from them. There was things they wanted to change. I remember working tirelessly on the exact fit for the stringer. I remember lying this white string on my parents' living room floor, just cutting it to try and work out what the perfect shape would be. And yeah, so those guys really helped us feedback and understand what the best sizing would be, and essentially feedback what they did like and what they didn't like about the product. It was around this time that we went to Body Power, and we all just went as mates. I remember wandering around with Lewis and Dan and Blackwell and Ash and people like that. And this was the expo where I remember thinking we had to be there. Ran straight up to the organiser's office and booked the show for the next year. So fast forward a year, we came to the show, we had our space, you know, it cost every single penny that we had in our business bank and our personal banks to get there. And we turned up and we had no idea what to expect. Previously, the event, not that it was corporate or anything like that, but it wasn't a particularly exciting place to go. It was always a very formal event. So we went with, again, the original team. All the guys were there, and we flew a lot of the US guys over. I think it was the first time that they'd been in the UK. So again, it was a little bit of an adventure for everyone. And it was at this show that we really realized how much of an impact that we were having on the wider fitness industry. And like, I remember going to the gym in town, and we shot a video there on the evening when we was all just working out and stuff like that. And I think at that time, we didn't really realize what we were doing, but we were creating this team, this Gymshark family, and that's when it was first, evolving and, becoming a reality. Before that, obviously Gymshark was only an online thing. We was doing things on Facebook and YouTube, but it was always online. So I remember people coming up to the Gymshark stand, chatting to the guys, chatting to myself, and just saying like how much the brand meant to them and how much it had inspired them to go off and do other things to improve, their bodies, their mind, to get into the gym and things like that. The Gymshark athlete team was never this considered plan. It was never a considered process. And again, influencers, as it's now called, and like sponsorships and things like that, albeit I think they've always existed in history. I remember there's a place in town called the Jewelry Quarter where they make jewelry, and I remember they were reading like an old document talking about how some of the old jewelry manufacturers would make jewelry free for the royal family, so that people would then see it on the royal family and then understand its quality and want to buy it and things like that. This concept has always been around, but people just weren't doing it with YouTubers and people like that at the time. So it was never a planned thing, but we were one of the first people to do it in our space, and then we led with creating the Gymshark family. So fast forward a couple of years, and before that, all we was doing was male products and men's products. Obviously, being guys, we were literally making the clothes that we wanted to wear, so it made sense that it was obviously male products. Now, we decided to venture into female fitness wear, and Nikki was the first female athlete that we sponsored. And having Nikki on the team as well, Nikki was then constantly feeding back on female products and getting involved in that, again, like the guys did back in the day, what she did like, what she didn't like. And again, that's a large reason behind the way that the women's range works now. And again, that's why Nikki, we did the collaborations with and things like that. So that's been massive since, and obviously the female team has grown so much since then as well. So in terms of the way that we build our team, the Gymshark family, it truly is a family. We all travel around so much together. We've seen so much of the world. I remember doing the world tour last year, which was just non-stop. We're doing events all the time now. There's not only the large scale warehouse events that we're doing across the world, but there's the PR events, and there's all sorts of things going on all the time. And even with the collaborative ranges, there's so much time spent in that, from traveling around the world, meeting each other, sizing, fitting things, understanding what fabrics that we want to use, design, inspiration. We're always together. We're together a lot of the time with different Gymshark athletes. A lot of people come up to me and say almost like, how many followers do I need? What do I need to do to be a part of the Gymshark team? And I promise you, there is absolutely no magic number. There's no number whatsoever. Like, whether you've got 1 million followers or 1,000 followers, it really doesn't make that much of a difference to it. And hopefully that comes across in terms of some of the people that have joined the team. Like, we're not constantly just adding in big names with big numbers, because the main focus for us is the culture in the team and in the family. Because we spend so much time together, what we've learned is that the most important thing is the personalities and making sure that they do fit, and that, you know, that person does genuinely believe in the Gymshark vision and want to continue to work with us to inspire as many people as possible to be a visionary, to improve themselves both physically and mentally. So obviously you'll see, you know, large people join the team. Like, you've got, you know, like Steve Cook joined a few years ago, and he's obviously like the leading male in the fitness industry. He has been as long as I can remember. He is literally the golden boy of the fitness industry. So recently added in from the UK, we've got Becca Sills and Elliot Burton. And again, both of these guys, they didn't have the millions of followers, and, you know, they still don't, but because we genuinely believe in them, both in, you know, their intentions, they fit into the team so well, they're both really cool, genuine people. We really believe in them, and again, they've joined the team and they're going to be a part of the Gymshark family going forward. And we were just in Dublin with them both, with both Becca and Elliot last week. We did obviously the Birmingham event, and there's going to be a lot more of that going on. So I can't stress enough that it's always about culture and personality first, and then following second. So in terms of recruitment as well, like, there's a lot of questions around, can I contact you, can I apply? Now, there was a point back at the start where we did sort of open up an applications email, but we don't really use that anymore, because what we've managed to build in-house now with the new headquarters and the larger headcount that we've got is we've got an entire team of people that will both scout out people to join the team and also manage them. And again, this is a worldwide thing. So we've got, you know, German team, French team, Scandinavian team, British team, Australian, US and Canada. You know, there's international teams as well. Like, we've got a bunch of individuals that manage in the Gymshark family, and also scouting out for new people to join. So if you're, you know, on YouTube, on Instagram, on social media, whatever the outlet is, and you're proactively inspiring people to be more healthy, to, you know, improve both their body and their mind, to be a visionary in all that they do, then believe me, we'll be watching you, and we will be keeping an eye out, and we'll be getting in touch with you if you feel that, you know, it's worth having a conversation about joining the Gymshark team. When people do join the Gymshark team, I know that myself, Noel and Callum will want to meet that individual to make sure that they do genuinely fit in, and that they will fit the culture and they do fit our aspirations as a brand. Again, because we travel so much together, we don't want any levels of arrogance or anything like that in the team, because it would just end up causing a rift in the team. And the most important thing to us is the Gymshark family, from the wider consumer and fan to the athletes and to the people in the office, that the culture needs to have consistency across all of those different things. And I'd like to think that's why the Gymshark brand has been so strong and performed so well over the last few years, is because that everything we do always starts with culture first and personality first. One of the best things about my job is being able to spend time with the people in the Gymshark team. Like, I have learned so much from people like Steve and Nikki and Whitney and David. Like, Steve is like single-handedly the most charismatic person I've ever met. Like, I've never met anyone with such a level of like confidence and energy and charisma. It's like you put a camera in front of him and he gets even more Steve and better at what he does, whereas people like me would generally just start to freeze and get all nervous and sweaty and not have a clue what to do. David, again, like I've never met anyone that can like lock onto a subject, the level of precision and clarity and just obsessiveness that David Lay does. I think it comes across in his videos and in his edits, like he's got as much of a passion about fitness as he does about videography, and again, that's so cool. Whitney, again, is so unique in what she does, and she's so clear. Her videos are so entertaining and engaging, and she's such a genuine, down-to-earth person who genuinely just wants to help people and, you know, help them to get fit. And then there's Nikki, who is essentially, again, she's golden girl of fitness. You know, she's been around for, you know, a long time. I feel like, I've known Nikki for years and years and years, like since Gymshark was a tiny company. And she's such a cool, genuine, upfront person. And the thing that's really cool about Nikki is what you see is what you get. And sometimes you'll meet other people, you know, that may be a little bit different on camera to what they are in real life. I know that even with my videos, I'm really introverted and quite an awkward person. Obviously, by the time that the video's all chopped up, then I'm gonna look like I can speak a little bit better than I actually can. With Nikki, what you see really is what you get, and she's so upfront. And again, for me, working with her, that's so great, because if she doesn't like something, instantly you'll know about it and she'll say it, and that's so cool. And I think what I'm trying to get at here is that with the Gymshark team, each individual really truly is an individual. I mean, we've been to events before, there's been girls that have come up to me and they've been like a mini sort of walking, talking Nikki, and they look like Nikki, talk like Nikki, and they'll say, oh, I want to be a Gymshark athlete, how do I do it? And in the most polite way possible, like, we've already got Nikki. Nikki is Nikki, and she's a unique individual, and that's why she's so cool. So we don't want people that are going to try and emulate, you know, someone that's already in the team or emulate someone that's out there. You really need to be yourself, be unique, get your message across, whatever it is, as best you can through social media, and just inspire people as best you can through being yourself. What we also have is we have like the regional team, so there'll be a team in Germany, there'll be a team in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Australia, in Scandinavia. So I think a lot of you guys will follow a lot of the international athletes like Steve, Nikki, Whitney and David and people like that, who have a real broad international following, but also within each country there are some huge members of the family that have ridiculous followings that maybe only speak in their particular language. So I know that you've got Nico and Tim that are in Germany who are just huge. I know everywhere they go in Germany, they're just liked by people because people are such crazy fans of them, who maybe in the US or in the UK people might not know as well. But the Gymshark team, you know, is an international team, and a lot of the larger events will try and get as many of those people together as possible. We've got Sissy in France, again, hugely inspirational person who at the Paris store, again, there was just so many people there to see it. And it's crazy because if you do live in, for example, in Birmingham in the UK, then you're more than likely to not be watching the French YouTubers that only speak in French, because the likelihood is that you don't speak French. But when you're in France, you'll just realise that there is a whole ecosystem of its own over there. And again, like France, Germany, these places have such massive populations that there's some huge people that are in the Gymshark family that live in those countries as well. A lot of the people in the Gymshark family, like again, Lovato and Lex and Nikki and even David, I've known those guys for years. I know that we are genuinely really close friends. I know that they'll have my back when I need it, and I'll have their back no matter what when they need it. And they've supported me through difficult times, both personally and professionally. And you know, even though they do live on the other side of the world, we'll see each other as often as we can, and we'll always be there to support each other. So in summary, how to be a Gymshark athlete: be unique, constantly be pushing out a positive message, inspiring people to improve themselves, both physically and mentally, and just to be a visionary. You know, if you're tagging me or Gymshark in your post, then obviously we'll be more likely to see it and we'll be keeping an eye on you. But there isn't really an application process in terms of applying at this email to be a Gymshark athlete, because we've got such an awesome team out there that are constantly scouting the internet. I'd like to think these guys will be there and they will know about it, and then we'll be in touch with you soon as well. The other thing that a lot of people ask is, you know, like, how do we find athletes? Do we just message them? How does it work? And I think because we've been in this industry for such a long time, we always know someone or know someone that knows someone, if that makes sense. So because we're always traveling and at these events and things like that, then generally we're just meeting people as we go along. So you end up just sort of meeting people through the events and through traveling so much. I remember we got in touch with David, and I ended up meeting David for the first time at our New York World Tour. And again, just instantly got on with him, and he just instantly fitted into the team. You sort of organically meet all these people just through the work that we do and the travel that we do across the world. So again, the most important thing about being in the Gymshark team is we just want people that are like open-minded, constantly learning, people that are just inspiring as many people as they can. They never want any levels of arrogance in the team. I don't care if you've got like 1 million followers or 1 follower or whatever you do in life, you are an equal, you're a human being, and that's the thing that is most important to us. We want to create a real family of people that genuinely just want to improve the world and inspire as many people as they possibly can to be a visionary, to improve themselves both physically and mentally in all that they do. So hopefully the Gymshark family right now are already doing that. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And again, both myself, the Gymshark family, the team, everyone that's involved in the company, we just want to constantly inspire people in every way we possibly can. So if you've got any further questions, comment them down below. I'll be responding to as many as I can. If there's anything you want to see me cover in future videos, and again, comment it down below, and I'll be doing videos more often than I ever have now. If the question is just a quick type response, I'll just comment down below, and if it requires another video, then again, I'm more than happy to record that, and I'll be doing that as soon as I can. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you again so much for watching.